Shri Mahalakshmi Mahasaraswati Mahakali Trigunatmika Kundalini Sakshat Shri Adi Shakti Mata Ji Shri Nirmala Devyai Namo Namo Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Kalki Sakshat Shri Adi Shakti Mata Ji Shri Nirmala Devyai Namo Namah Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Kalki Sakshat Shri Sahasrar Swamini Moksha Pradayani Mataji Shri Nirmala Devyai Namo Namah
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the program this evening, our 37th program of the series. We've been together now for almost 4 months. The time has been so joyful for us, and we've really enjoyed doing these sessions with you. Now, just to let you know, from next week, this series will take a slightly different format. We'll let you know more about that on the WhatsApp group and also on Thursday. But we will, it's looking like there will be a program next Monday and also next Thursday. Jean-Michel will most likely take the program on Monday. I'll take the program on Thursday. And it may be on a different link and it may not be on YouTube. So we'll let you know a little bit more about that. And during the week, we'll also share links of other online meditations to support you. There are many opportunities now for online meditations. And we'll also share some information on how you can get in contact with your local collectives. Because while it is certainly wonderful to meditate online together, the real beauty of Sahaja Yoga comes when you are face-to-face with other Sahaja Yogis and you are meditating together in the one space. So please, if you do have that opportunity, I know in some places there is still COVID lockdown and you can't go to your local collectives, but if you do have that opportunity, please make the please make the effort to meet your local collectives. They would be so happy to have you join and to meet you. And I know you will truly enjoy the experience. So more information on all of that on Thursday and also on the WhatsApp group. Now, tonight, we have Angela joining us. So Angela, we might get your camera on and bring you up here. She's on her way, I think. While we're waiting for Angela, I know today we spoke about, there she is, we spoke about the quality of wisdom, which is what the program is about tonight. And I mentioned that wisdom comes from the Muladhara chakra. And that is certainly true. Wisdom does come from the Muladhara chakra, but because the Muladhara chakra is the root and the foundation of our whole subtle system, those qualities of the Muladhara go throughout our chakras. So there really, that quality of wisdom lies on every single chakra. And Angela tonight will be specifically talking about the Hamsa Chakra, which we haven't mentioned before, and it is the chakra here just between the eyebrows. Now, we've had Angela before, and you may notice that she has an extra glow tonight, and that is because she became a grandma for the second time. I think it was yesterday or the day before, Angela?
On Saturday.
So congratulations to you.
Thank you.
And tell me, Angela, what kind of life would you like for your grandson?
Wow. That's a big question, isn't it?
It's a big question.
My dream life for him would be for him to be able to imbibe those qualities of the divine. And I feel that the children actually already have those in them. And actually, we all have those in us. They just haven't been conditioned yet. Well, they haven't had that chance to go away from that beautiful natural state that they're born into. So that would be my wish for him and his sister. Whether that occurs or not is another thing. Definitely, he's got those qualities already, I can see.
Yes. Well, with a grandmother like you, I'm sure he will live up to his full spiritual potential. Now, while you were speaking, I have to say that I could feel vibrations at the top of my head. And for some of you people, you may have already felt that. And when that happens, it means that what you're saying or what the person you're with is saying is speaking divine truth. So what you just said, Angela, is certainly would be a wonderful thing for your grandchild to be able to have, and something that would be very pleasing for the divine.
Yeah, so cute. It's funny you said that, because that's part of the Hamsa Chakra, is to, have those filters where we know what the truth is and what's not the truth. So you're already on the track there, Jenny.
Thank goodness. 20 years of meditation has got me somewhere. I'm very pleased. Now, before I let you get on with your beautiful program that I know you have prepared, if there is anyone new, and there's a couple of names I'm not recognizing, so if there is anyone new here, if you could please put up your virtual hand or put it in the chat, and we will organize a special session for you. I'll just wait a minute. No, it seems like we're all good. So Angela, off you go with your program. Thank you.
Thank you, Jenny. We'll talk later. So good evening, everyone. And it's really nice to be here again. I'm finding words are a bit difficult tonight, just the bliss of grannyhood. So as Jenny said, tonight we'll be exploring more about the Hamsa Chakra and how it relates to our discretion and the wisdom within us. So I guess we can start with the screen, please, Rakesh, on the subtle system so that we can see where our Hamsa Chakra is. Can you share that subtle system? Beautiful, thank you. So as you can see on the screen, we have the location of the chakras on our head. And between the eyebrows, we can see is the Hamsa Chakra, and it's marked with the H. Yep, fantastic. And the Hamsa Chakra is directly in between the Vishuddhi Chakra and the Agni Chakra. And this is quite significant. So what we can understand is that the Hamsa Chakra gives us our discretion. So what is discretion? So discretion means that you must choose the things which are good for you, which are benevolent to you, and which are good for the collective and good for your ascent. And all of these things come from this Hamsa Chakra. And so the Hamsa Chakra starts between the Vishuddhi at the throat and at the Agni Chakra at the forehead. And it sits in between the eyebrows. And there's many nerves starting at the Vishuddhi, and that they just end at the Hamsa, and they don't keep going up to the brain as others do. And some of the threads of the left and the right channels pass through the Hamsa Chakra. And then they cross over at this level of the Hamsa. And they move around and they cover our brain. And they form the institutions of the superego and the ego. So the Hamsa Chakra is guided by our senses, our eyes, our nose, our throat, and our tongue. Shamaji has told us that the Hamsa Chakra requires to be built up rather than just being a chakra that sits there with its qualities. It's something that has to manifest. The Hamsa Chakra is built up from our beginnings as accumulation of these primitive reflex actions, which are all the same in all human beings. And reflex actions, they don't require discretion. They just occur and they're necessary for our survival. They're automatic. So, for example, if we smell something bad, we might just, close our nose with our hands. And if we see something a bit disturbing that jars us, we might just look away and put our head down. And perhaps if we hear an unexpected loud noise, we might just cower a bit and cover our ears. So all of those actions come automatically, and they don't require discretion. They're just, instant, and they're for our survival, for our protection. So the discretion starts when we use our left and our right channels, and they meet at the Hamsa Chakra, as I just mentioned before. So we start seeing through our experiences. And as an example, we can imagine when a child puts their hands towards the flame, the reflex action will just automatically kick in and the child will pull its hand away from the fire. So this part of our reaction, it doesn't require discretion. So the discretion starts when the parents have told the child many, many times, don't put your hand near the fire or it will burn. So now if the child listens to the parents, then this becomes a good conditioning. And this comes from the Ida Nadi, or the left channel. And this has generally been built up over generations of trial and error, and which the child will just imbibe as it trusts its parents to keep it safe. So if the child has a developed sense of ego, the child may choose to ignore the parents' warnings, and it might get a direct experience of being burnt by the flame. And when they don't listen to that tradition and use their ego to see what happens, and then they'll find out the hard way about fire, and then perhaps they might learn that what their parents has told them is true. And if they imbibe this, then this will be real discretion developed. So tradition, Shamaji has told us, is the way that the Hamsa Chakra develops well in a society through trial and error. And it's the way all human beings learn. For example, traditionally, we would listen to our elders' wisdom, and we would go to our elders for advice because they've experienced so much in their lives. And in cultures where this wisdom is respected, then it's easy for children to grow in a secure manner because they feel safe. And they know that what their parents and aunties and uncles, grandparents tell them to do is for their good. And then boundaries are put in place naturally. Then the children can grow and blossom freely in a secure environment. So the Hamsa Chakra lies outside the path of the Kundalini, which is quite interesting. So our Hamsa Chakra is affected directly by our experiences. And the Kundalini moves directly from the Vishuddhi Chakra to the Agni Chakra. But it's not the Kundalini directly which affects the Hamsa Chakra. It's a byproduct of the Kundalini awakening and the wisdom that comes through our Muladhara Chakra being cleansed and strengthened. So the Hamsa Chakra works like this when you have your self-realization. You may do or say something, and then you might see yourself through your Agni Chakra, that you've acted through your ego. And then you realize that this, is wrong, and you make corrections through your reasoning. So this discretion, it doesn't occur just because you're a realized soul and have your awakening. It strengthens due to the level of your introspection. And the level of the introspection, it clears the chakra. So it's interesting to know that it's actually our free will. It's like up to us to whether we want to develop that discretion or not. So once you realize that you've done or said something wrong, if you correct it, then this is how we develop our discretion. So in Sahaja Yoga, introspection through meditation is critical for our growth. If we don't have a clear picture of ourselves through our vibrational awareness and watching our behavior, and we're not honest and sincere, then it won't work out. It's very difficult. Discretion is such an important aspect of our meditation, and we have to be truly desiring to grow and humble enough to see ourselves and all our human weaknesses and have the strength and the discipline to work it out. So discretion is different to wisdom. So we're in the same situation where the child is presented with the fire and the child has a well-developed Muladhara Chakra where wisdom and innocence resides. The child then innately knows what's right and wrong, and they just don't do it. They won't put their hand near the fire. And in this case, there's a strong sense of what we call the Sri Ganesha quality, which is the protective quality within us. And this quality is called intuition. And this is the discretion that comes from the left channel during our meditation. Intuition comes by direct communication from the ambassadors of God or the divine. And these are called as ganas, or God's helpers on the left side. And we have angels being on the right side as our conscience. Shamaji has told us that Sahaja Yoga is about 50% intuition. And if you can trust your intuition and have the courage to follow it, then it's your innate discretion that's working it out by itself. And it's also affected by the ocean of illusion in our void, where those 6 enemies within cloud our intuition and thus our discretion. It's those feelings in our tummy when we know we've done the wrong thing, or the good vibrations that we feel when we're on the right track. Sometimes we can say, oh, I got a really good feeling about this in my tummy, or I got really good vibes when I spoke about that topic. And Jenny just mentioned it when we were talking about my grandchild, so that's nice to hear. So when we have good discretion, we become confident in our journeys and our lives become very simple. We lose the grey areas in our lives and everything just becomes black and white. The confusion goes away. And this is the first sign of good discretion developed, and where there's no hesitation and our lives start to flow well. We become fearless, doubtless, and confident beings. So the first sign that your discretion is not working is when you are a confused personality and you're always umming and ahhing about everything. You know, should I do this, or should I buy that, or I'm not sure, you know, what should we do? And when you can't make a decision. So things that greatly affect our discretion are in this crazy economic world where power and money are valued over a simple and peaceful life. And then it's very difficult to keep calm and balanced. So when we run around here and there and everywhere and we become hectic, then our Swadhisthana chakra catches. And the heat created agitates us and rises up. And then the friction creates confusion in our mind. We find it difficult to meditate and achieve thoughtless awareness, which is where you'll find this still pond where we can see clearly the situation and make grounded and good decisions. So the current world environment, I feel, has made us distrust our intuition and has disregarded the wisdom and the discretion we have collectively made a decision to do it on our own and do it our own way, rather than learn from our elders. So this ego has been built up from a collection of many things, some of which may be a reaction of the strict conditionings that cultures and religions have developed as a result of the quest for money and power over the centuries. And it may also be a result of 100 years of world war in the last century, where our value system has been destroyed from the wages of war, and that people as a whole have lost their faith in the divine. And at this point, humans choose to develop their outside and throw caution to the wind, so to speak. And they choose to forget their inner wisdom and intuition. And we've chosen now to accumulate and take advantage of the beautiful and abundant resources Mother Earth has so graciously provided and disregard the needs of the future generations. So with this in mind, we can start with a nice meditation that's going to be balancing and that puts our attention on developing this inner discretion and intuition within us. So Rakesh, if we can just show the picture of Shamataji and just play the soft music in the background, we can start to bring our attention inside. We can open our hands on our laps. And if we haven't already done so, we can raise our Kundalini and put a bandhan on. Let's do that together collectively. Raising up the first channel and tying a knot at the top, nice and slowly, so that we feel the vibrations. And now the second channel. And we can tie 2 knots. As our left hand is raising, we can put our attention on the center of our palm as a way to keep our attention. And then at the top, 3 knots. And then we can put our protective bandhan on with our attention on the first chakra. Mother Kundalini, please protect my innocence and wisdom. The second chakra, Mother Kundalini, please protect my creativity, my pure knowledge, my pure desire. Nice and slow, the third chakra, please protect the peace within me. Over the top for the fourth chakra, the heart, please protect the compassion and the courage within me. And the Vishuddhi chakra, please protect the collectivity and my witness state. And the sixth one, please protect all the powers of forgiveness within me. And the final bandhan, Shamataji, please integrate all of the qualities and keep me fully protected. So now we can keep our eyes closed, open our hands on our lap, and let's just put our attention on our hands and see if we can feel the state of our vibrations. If we've got glasses on, we can take them off. If we've got shoes on, we can take them off too and just be comfortable. You can just notice if there's any heat or coolness on either hand or any tingles on any particular fingers. If our attention is settled nicely in the Sahasrara on top of our head, or if the thoughts are still bombarding us from the day, do we feel peace in our tummy, joy in our heart? So we'll just do a simple balancing meditation now. We'll just clear our right side first, and we'll bend our elbow, our left hand at the elbow, with our fingers pointed towards the sky. And we can pray sincerely in our hearts, Mother Kundalini, please clear my right channel. Please take away all of the heat, the agitation from the day. Please remove any negative experiences that have crossed my path today. And let's let go of any anger or anything that we feel that creates heat within us. That affects our attention from being a beautiful still pond. Mother Kundalini, please clear my right channel. Let's take a nice big deep breath in, filling up our stomachs. When our stomach is full, we can just hold that breath for a few seconds. And then just releasing. Holding the out breath for a few seconds. Breathing in again. Holding the in-breath. And then releasing the breath. Till all the tension is releasing from the right channel. And we can feel cool vibrations on our right hand. Once we feel cool on our right hand, we can just lower the left hand and place our right hand down towards the Mother Earth. If you're sitting on the ground, just place your hand on the Mother Earth. If you're on a chair, just drop your hand towards the floor. The left hand open on our lap. We can ask inside, Mother Kundalini, please clear all disturbances affecting my Ida Nadi, my left channel, my moon channel. Please bring light into the darkness of the past. Remove any memories of the day or the past that prevent me from being in the pure state of meditation and in the present moment, in the thoughtless awareness. Please, Mother Kundalini, take away any heaviness experienced in my left channel, so that my pure desire can strengthen. And just allow the Mother Kundalini to work her magic. Keeping your attention at the top of your head. And taking a few more deep breaths in, reducing the breath, increasing the pause between the breaths. And just having a really pleasant disposition towards yourself. What an amazing person I am, that I've had that pure desire to keep meditating, to keep attending the collective programs. Feel that love towards yourself. As we feel the left hand lightening up, and now we can bring our left hand on our lap, and we can bring our hands to the level of our heart. And now we're going to place our attention on the central channel, the most important channel for a Sahaja Yogi. This is the channel where we should put our attention. This is where we want to be. In the central channel is the integration of our past and our future, the qualities of our pure desire, and the action required to put that pure desire into action to achieve its fulfillment, to spread the joy and the love. So here we can put our attention on our heart. Mother Kundalini, please clear all the excess heat and any negativity affecting my central channel. So that the ability to achieve thoughtless awareness is effortless. So that this body can become a competent vessel of the Divine's love. so that the Kundalini power can flow through every cell of my being. And we can just keep our attention above our head and see how our left and our right hands are feeling. They're starting to become more balanced. And now we're going to place our hands at the base of our spine in the front. And we're going to raise up our Kundalini, both hands, on the left and the right, but in the center. And bring the Kundalini to the top of our head. We'll cross our hands over and pull down the left and the right channel. So we're raising up our Kundalini with our left and right hand, placing it on the top of our head, crossing our arms over and pulling down the left and the right channel. And we'll just do this a few times until we feel completely balanced. And while we're in this state of meditation, we're going to listen to a talk on the Hamsa Chakra by Srimati Nirmala Devi. You can keep your eyes closed if you feel that the meditation is established and listen to the talk through the top of your head. Or you can watch the talk with your eyes open. Thanks, Rakesh.
This discretion plays a part very much in the manifestation of our expressions outside. We are the people in the West who always try to express ourselves outside. It's very important how you look. It's very important where you look, what you look, what you see. It's very important that your appearance should be good. Very particular, they spend lots of time in improving their appearances. This is the minimum. Then they have a method by which he called the medias. The country speaks or manifests through the medias. And the medias have to have a training. Every country has its specialty, one better than the other. And when you see all of them, you find they lack discretion completely. Also, in our speech, in our expression of literature, expression of poetry, expression of our relationships with others, any kind of expression requires discretion, which is a deep-seated knowledge or wisdom. If in the West people were not so much
outside, they would have been much better off, I think. If, supposing in England, people don't become punks, then others will laugh at them. And they'll think that this man has no money to become a punk. So kind of a fashion that sets in a society of that kind, which has no discretion and which is very outward. Fashions won't work out in countries where they are deeply rooted into traditions and into proper understanding of life. Of course, the countries which have been very ancient, have been traditionally trying to improve themselves with error and trial methods, have developed much better discretion, much better understanding. But the countries which are not gone through all that ordeal, have not worked out, have not gone through that discipline, lack in discretion. And that's why many of the people, though they are of very deep seeking, have gone astray. If they had discretion, they would not have gone astray, they would not have gone to wrong places, but the discretion was missing. So it comes to the discretion how to use your Ida Nadi and Pingala. And discretion to understand what is good and what is bad. Now let us see the Ida Nadi. Ida Nadi is very important because the discretion in this can only come through traditional understanding. Ida Nadi starts from the Ganesha's point, Muladhara. So first we miss the biggest support, the biggest help, the biggest nourishment of holiness and auspiciousness at Muladhara, if we have no discretion. We always take the thing which is detrimental to our growth and also which may destroy us, not only us but the whole country. We like people who are destructive when there is no discretion. Discretion means that you must choose the things which are good for, which are benevolent, which are good for the collective, which are good for your asset. On the contrary, the people who have no discretion fall into the traps of wrong type of people, like say Freud. I mean, to an Indian Freud, nobody can believe that you can go into such a nonsensical idea. But people accepted Freud more than they could accept Christ. Because the discretion was completely missed. If they had that traditional discretion in them, they would have been saved. That traditional discretion is the thing that comes through Ida Nadi. Now that's what that people call it as conditioning. And they say that conditioning is very bad. And people should not take to conditioning. And one should be free from conditioning, which is absolutely a wrong idea. In that also there has to be discretion. What conditioning is good and what is not good has to be taken. Now, because there is no discretion about conditioning also, outright discarding all traditions, all that is coming to us through our experiences of our forefathers, everything is discarded. The history is discarded. And we say, oh no, we are beyond it. We feel free. Like I was surprised yesterday in the plane, somebody told me, I feel very free when I have no clothes upon myself. I mean, if the clothes can imprison you, then what happens to the real prisons? What will they be for you? But that sort of a funny idea comes into the head of people. and they think that we can justify all the stupidity that we follow because we lack discretion. Intelligence cannot give you discretion. It cannot give you discretion as far as the conditioning is concerned. For a Sahaja Yogi, it is important to understand how you develop your discretion. Yesterday only I gave a very beautiful talk to the ladies of Paris, or I should say ladies of France, regarding the discretion of women. The discretion of the Ida Nadi is intuition. If you develop that discretion within you through your meditative powers, you develop intuition. And intuition is nothing but is the help of the ganas which are surrounding you. If you learn to take help from the ganas, you can become very intuitive, and without much intelligence of yours, you can say the right thing. The whole of Sahaja Yoga, I would say 50% at least out of that is based on intuition. For that you have to develop a proper sense of Sri Ganesh. Sri Ganesh in its right sense you have to understand. From there starts, because he is Ganapati, he is the one who is the master, is the chief of all the ganas. So the ganas give you the intuition. For example, say I have to go somewhere, and then what I say is that no, I won't be able to go there tomorrow, and I won't go somehow. And people think, Mother, how do you know? I know, because the ganas are there, and what they say is the truth. They know all about it. Or anything I say about someone comes true. So they start asking me, how is it, Mother, you have come to know about it? I live on intuition. Like I have to catch a plane, I know by intuition what's going to happen. This part has to develop by worshipping Sri Ganesh. So imagine Sri Ganesha also rules a part of the Hamsa Chakra. So when we say Ham and Sa, these two are actually the Bija mantras of the Agya. But when the Agya touches the Hamsa, it starts here. That's why at the base, at the root of it is the Hamsa. And here the Hum. Hum means I am. If you are discreet, you will not take to fashions. You will not take to stupid ideas. You have your own personality. You are a Sahaja Yogi. You don't listen to people who are non-Sahaja Yogis. That is the Hum. Part. I am. Not the ego part. But the Hum, to understand that I am a yogi and I know so many things which normally people don't know, and so I have nothing to do with them. I have not to take any lessons from them. They are not to teach me anything. There's nothing that they know. I know much more. To be aware of yourself is Hum. So that comes from the right side, I would say. The discretion of right side is Hum. And the discretion of left side is Sa. Sa means you. Means you are the one. In your case, you know who is the you. But for every human being, you is the divine. You are the one. This comes from the left side, is Sa. So the word Hamsa is made of two types of discretion, where to see I am and where to see you are. On these two balances, as they have shown here beautifully, the moon and the sun. In the center is the cross, which gives you the balance, which gives you the dharma. How all these things are connected, one after another, layers after layers, you can see how dharma is connected with discretion.
Shall not want.
So after that very deep talk, we can keep our attention in Sahasrara while we listen to this beautiful prayer. The Lord is my shepherd. Shamataji said this is very good prayer for our center heart to protect us. Thank you, Rakesh.
The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. He maketh me to lie down in green pastures. The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. He maketh me to lie down in green pastures. He leadeth me beside the still waters. He leadeth me beside the still waters. He restoreth my soul, restoreth my soul, restoreth my soul. He restoreth my soul, restoreth my soul. He restoreth my soul, restoreth my soul, restoreth my soul. He restoreth my soul, restoreth my soul. Yea, though I walk through the valley of death, I will fear no evil, for thou art with me. Thy rod and thy staff, they comfort me. Thou preparest a table before me. He restoreth my soul, restoreth my soul, restoreth my soul. He restoreth my soul, restoreth my soul. He restoreth my soul, restoreth my soul, restoreth my soul. He restoreth my soul, restoreth my soul. Thou anointest my head with oil, my cup runneth over again. Thou anointest my head with oil, my cup runneth over again. Surely goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life. He restoreth my soul, restoreth my soul, restoreth my soul. He restoreth restoreth my soul.
O Lord,
You restoreth my soul.
O Lord,
You restoreth my soul.
O Lord.
You restoreth my soul.
Rather difficult to talk now. I hope you enjoyed that beautiful prayer. And just remain with your attention in Saraswara. And there are some basic treatments that we can do physically to keep our Hamsa Chakra clear. And we've been taught that we can use melted ghee, which is clarified butter. And you can just keep some in a little bottle with a dropper and just put a few drops up each nostril every day before you go out and also before you go to sleep. And this puts a lining to keep the epithelial lining and the hairs in the nostrils in good health. And they do a great job to catch any negativity or disease before it goes into the body. So physically we can do that one, and we can also just massaging that Hamsa Chakra when it feels a bit constricted. For people who experience sinus, it's often the Hamsa Chakra. So mentally we keep it clear by building up our Hamsa through introspection, through our experiences, and what to do and how to do it and how to work it out. The Hamsa Chakra works as a filter within us so that we don't get the diseases of others with the full impact. For example, sometimes we might be near someone who has a virus, but the condition of our Hamsa Chakra will make that experience different. It will filter it. So we might just get a sinus or a headache rather than becoming ill. And Shamanaji gave another example. So perhaps if you come in contact with a very hectic person that you spend time with, then your Swadhisthana chakra can catch, and you might become hectic too. So this is why it's so important to foot soak every day, to use the ice packs to keep our attention pure and clear. Because when our attention is still, then our Hamsa Chakra should be working very nice. So there was one beautiful final thing that I'll leave you with. Shamanaji describes the Hamsa Chakra in a beautiful way. And she says there's a crane and a swan, and they're both white. But what's the difference between the two? She says if you mix the water and the milk together, then the Hamsa, the swan, will just suck in the milk. It will discriminate between the two, whereas the crane cannot. So our Hamsa gives us the ability to listen to others and to filter the truth from untruth. So we're not easily sucked in, so to speak, and led astray. And so that's the final message of tonight's program. To understand that the Hamsa Chakra is our filter. And I hope that you enjoyed the program tonight. And if there's anyone who has any questions, or Jenny, have anything else that you'd like to add?
Thank you, Angela. Not at all. That was a very beautiful program and about a very important chakra. So to finish off, let's all raise our Kundalini with our full attention. Tying one knot. And a second knot. And finally our third knot. And then we'll place our protection to keep us in this peaceful, balanced state wherever we are. So if anyone has any questions about the Hamsa Chakra or about anything at all, about your meditation.
I was going to do another meditation, but I can't think of anything else now.
No, that's the way to be. All right. Thank you, everyone. Thank you again for joining us. We'll be with you again on Thursday, and the topic will be eternal bliss, which is what we all are looking for.
We'll leave you with a lovely raga in the presence of Shamataji.
Thank you, Angela. Thank you, everyone. Good night.
Good night.
geri dhan dhan bhag mori 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 geri dhan dhan geri dhan dhan bhag mori 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 geri dhan 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 bhag dhan dhan bhag dhan dhan bhag geri dhan dhan bhag mori geri dhan dhan bhag mori geri dhan dhan bhag mori aayi rutu rutu aayi rutu rutu aayi rutu piya milan ki geri dhan dhan bhag mori geri dhan dhan rutu aayi rutu piya milan ke piya milan piya milan piya milan geri geri dhan dhan bhag mori geri dhan dhan bhag mori geri dhan dhan bhag mori geri dhan 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 bhag geri dhan dhan Shubha ghadi shubha aage shubha dina shubha ghadi shubha dina shubha ghadi shubha aage shubha dina shubha aage sabadan ichha puri bhagi mori man ki geri dhan dhan bhag mori geri dhan dhan bhag mori geri dhan dhan geri dhan dhan bhag mori geri dhan dhan geri dhan dhan geri geri dhan dhan geri dhan dhan geri dhan dhan bhag mori geri dhan dhan geri dhan dhan bhag mori geri dhan dhan geri dhan dhan bhag mori geri dhan dhan geri dhan dhan geri dhan dhan